Hi everyone, so today I am going to make some dangles for my book pages and I thought you might like to share that with me. I'm making them for the Voyager journal that I'm working on, so obviously they're going to follow the colours that I'm doing in that, and I just thought I'd share the process with you. So I use broken jewellery for most of my dangles, the beads that I take off from things like this, bracelets, necklaces. I have my pots here. There's one. This is my little Dangles bits and bobs box. I have all sorts in here. There's bits of chain, there's beads, and also I'm probably going to use some of the paper bead dangles that I made recently as well. So first of all, I'll do one or two of the bead dangles. I use the ball pins for a lot of them, which are these, or I use paper clips, and I curl the ends. So there's one that I've already curled the ends on. I'll show you how I do that. I've got some brass coloured ones here, so I'll maybe start with a paper clip one, and then I'll use a ball pin to hang it from. Now I really like this necklace for the bits that are on it. There's another one tangled onto it then. I'll probably use the pearls from that because I'm using it. I've got a mermaid section in this journal. So this one here, I'm not sure, no, it's not on wire, it's on a string. So I'm going to cut the string that the beads are on. Do this carefully because once you've cut it, the beads will just go everywhere if you're not careful. If you do get broken jewellery and you're dismantling it, keep the fasteners and the little chains because they are really useful as well. They'll go back in my box. Just going to cut this beaded bracelet as well. Again, watch the ends because they do shoot off as soon as you cut the string or the elastic. I'll have a whole session of dismantling the jewellery when I buy it and go through what's worth keeping and what's not, but these are just some that I got. Now some of these are no good to use because the holes are too small for the wires. There we can see, that's quite a good size hole. The wire will go through that one, so I'm not sure if it'll fit on a paper clip though. And the other thing is, the bigger the bead, I'll show you, you can thread it on, but it won't bend around the corner. So you have to use the smaller beads on the paper clips if you're doing that. Now I'm going to wrap this one as well. So I'm just going to find a bead to put on, or something to dangle off it. Maybe this. Let's have a look at this. I'll maybe use this silver if I can find a safety pin that I haven't curled already. So I'll show you with the silver one. I've got this little silver dangly that came off I think it was a bracelet. So what I will do, thread this on to your paper clip and round. So that's now on my paper clip, and I can either just curl them and then use that to dangle as it is, or another thing I like to do as well is wrap them. So I get a piece of coffee dyed paper. Let's tear it. Just tear it a piece off. I'm going to wrap it. So I just put a little bit of glue. Let's do it on the darker side out. little bit of glue just to anchor it while you're wrapping it. It just makes it easier. A little smidgen of glue on there. And then you're going to cover up where the two end pieces are. And your paper clips, wrap it around. And you get to the end, another little dab of glue just to hold it in place. Now I'm going to press this glue out and just run it round. And I have some threads that I keep. So when I'm using any cotton, I always keep these little thready bits. And everything's sticking to me now. And then I just wrap them. They're great for doing this with. Wrap them around there. Okay. There. So that is, oh, everything's sticking to my fingers. So I would use now a little ball pin to fasten that. I've got ball pins in every colour. And as I've done this in silver, I just like to keep the colours the same. So pop a little ball pin at the top of there, and that's what I would secure that little dangle onto the edge of the book page. So that's that one. Okay, now if I want to do, I want to dangle some beads. So I've got a little metal pin here. I need to put a very small bead at the bottom with a small hole, if I have one. So probably a seed bead would be really useful, which I don't have at hand. Let's see what we have. I have some in here. Okay. I'm not sure if this hole is going to be too big. It's going to come through. Okay, so there's my anchor at the bottom, just a little gold bead. And I'm just going to add now some of these gorgeous beads I have. Maybe put a bit. I have so much glue on my. I've been working on my junk journal pages today, and I've got ink and glue and everything on. Maybe one more. What should we go with? Let's go with aqua one. Maybe a plain one this time. Okay, so you need to leave a little bit of the metal at the top because we're going to loop that over. I use my tool I have, so I just pinch it and pull it over and then pinch the end in. You need about 3 pairs of hands to do this with. Just use my pliers to nip that end in because you don't want any sharp bits sticking out. Okay. And there I've got a little dangle. Again, I use a ball pen, pop it through the hole at the top, and there is a little beaded dangle to go on the book pages. Don't make them too heavy. I use a lace on the edges of a lot of the pages, and you don't want it to be hanging down heavy. Let me show you if I get the book. So I've put some lace edge in already. Let me just move those across. That's just the one I've just made. I'll show you. Stand your book up and then thread it through one of the holes in the lace. Do it up, pull it back down, and there we have dangle on one of our pages. And I dot them about. I like them a lot, so I put a lot of them on. Here's one that I've done for the mermaid section. That's got a mermaid and a shell and a starfish on it. That I've put just a little bit further inside because it's for that front of that covering on there, on that page to hang there. So that, rather than it being on the outside edge, I put it more towards the inside edge of that so that it sits with the title on the little tab on that one. So that's one way of doing them. Let me show you how I do the curled paper clips as well. Let's see if we can find some beads that are going to fit on there. Pull the outside edge out a little bit. Here I've got a little flowery bead, and I put them round and onto the inside edge. So not your first curve, go down to your second curve. The other thing you could do, which I'll show you, so they're the two beads that I'm going to hang on there. I can't get anything thicker or chunkier on because it just won't go round the curve. So I'm going to straighten out my leg on my paper clip. I'm going to curl the edges now, so those beads will not come off then once that's done, so hold them down there. So what I do is I get to the very end of my paper clip, pinch up there, yep. Pinch it quite firmly and twist right round and then pull out. And I'll do exactly the same with the inside one. And I go right to the very end, pinch quite firmly, let me move those out of the way, and twist in the same way you did the other one, right the way round. And if you haven't gone all the way, reapply and twist. And there you've got your curly ends on it. So that one, it's okay as it is, a little bit boring. I'd like to dangle something from it. So I can attach a jump ring in between those two beads. So let's see what we're going to put on them. Let's have a look. What have we got in here? Earrings, dangly earrings make really good bases for dangles as well. They're really good to use. I've got so many pieces of jewellery. They're all so nice though. I just don't know which to use. What have we got in here? Again, I'm really fussy. I don't really like using silver on a brass. I like to keep my metals the same colour. It's just me, I suppose. What do we have here? I've got a little cluster here. That's quite sweet. Would that go on there? That would perhaps look quite cute. Okay. So I'm going to use probably 2 jump rings here. So I'm just going to open this up. Right, I'm going to add my cluster onto this one. Find the best place to add this on. Okay, and close it up again. Okay, now I've added my little cluster onto that jump ring. It may actually be okay like that. Yeah, it is. So let's open him up again. And I'm just going to put that in between the two beads, hook it on there, close it back up again, and there we've got a dangly paper clip. Now you could use it as a paper clip. Let's go back down to there. There we go. That can be used as a paper clip, so you can use it on the edge of a page or just to hold something in, absolutely fine like that. Or it can be used as a page dangle. I'll just stick a safety pin in it, a bulb pin there, and that will dangle onto a page. That's another way of doing it. How else? Sometimes you can just put little seed beads with something onto a bulb pin. Let's have a look what we've got any little small beads we've got here. Okay, they're quite cute. Let's see if they'll work. So these are already on a bit of wire, but I want to use them, so I just clip them. So I just clip the metal end with my pliers, and that'll release the beads. I'm not sure if these are actually going to be too thick for the bulb pen. Let's have a look. So it's this one I was after. It's a really pretty little bead that's got a, if you can see, it's got a little flower on it. So let's have a, is it going to fit on the bulb pin? Probably not. It's too chunky, which is such a shame because it's a sweet one, that is. This is the only trouble, you find things that you really, really like and they just will not. No, that's not going to fit. That's just bent my bulb pin. Okay, so I'll have to use that for something else. Let's find some smaller beads. Let's see what we have in the big pot. Oh, I know these fit. So let's show you, just to give you what I'm talking about. So if I find a couple of purple, these beads, and a bulb pen. Okay. So I'm going to add a smaller bead, and then I've got a little, go with that one. What's that one like? There. And another little purple bead. There we go. And close that up, and that's a really small, it's got a little flowery bead in the middle, and that can be hung on a page as well. I think they're really cute. I make a lot of those. I think they're really sweet. Here I've just got a little bits of dangly stuff that are off a bracelet. That, as it is, can be hung off a bulb pin. You can find several little pieces like that. There's another one there with it's got a little bell on it. Again, they can go straight onto a bulb pin. So if I thread that on, and we'll put both of them on, I think. Let's have a look how this one's going to hang. Put that on there. Maybe put a bead in between the flowery. What's this going to be like? Is that too big? I quite like that. And that on there. It's quite chunky. I like that. So on there, we've put a bead in the middle, and then we've just put these little pieces that have come off I think it was a necklace. Let's see if I get them all like that. These, they're quite a flat, like a donut bead. They're good for the little bulb pins, just to go on. You can put something either side of them. They're quite chunky, so they're good. Let's see if I've got any more little pieces. Clusters of. I have an earring or two that I can show you. If you have a dangly earring, if I can find one. Never find one when you're looking for one. There's another little beaded pearl that's already been made up. Okay, this will do for showing you. So this looks like it's an earring? Can't tell what it is. Okay. Well, I think it's off another necklace that I've probably dismantled looking at it. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to cut the ring with my wire cutter, snip that, and we can get the little bits off that we want, hopefully. Let's have a look. Be careful you don't cut the bit that you really want to keep. I have done that before. Very frustrating. Okay. And I think if we can keep that on there, that's quite cute. Okay. So I just need to snip that little ring there. And there we go. Okay. So that's quite sweet. So I'm going to put that straight onto a silver ball pin. It hasn't got something already. Here we go. Or it could go onto a silver paper clip. What's this bit that came off with it? Let's pop that on there as well. Why not? Put them both on there. Yeah. There you go. Another dangle. As easy as that. So it's a really good way of using up bits from your see, I've got like a little antique brooch that was in them. That can be incorporated into a tassel. That'd be really nice as a tassel. It's a good way of using up these pieces of broken jewellery. I absolutely love making these. I'll sometimes sit and JC out. That was off a broken piece of jewellery. If you're doing a red and black gothic-y type journal, that is super. That'll make a really nice dangle. Okay, I think I will do one more of the wrapped paper clips and show you that. Okay, so I will get a piece of paper. Okay, so we've got a piece of paper here, coffee dyed. I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. that's it. I'm just going to leave a small end, either end, a small amount sticking out either end. So one's going to be so that we can put the paper clip on, and the other so I can hang some beads or dangle right from the bottom of it. Okay, fold your paper around and get the excess glue can be smeared around there. Just hold that in place. I'm going to wrap some little bits of fabric around it that I've got. A little bit of lace. A little dot of glue on there, just to hold that one in place, because it's trying to escape. Now everything I want to stick to my fingers, no doubt. Snip the lace off. A little bit of glue. I use Fabri-Tac. I get on with it. I like it. It works for me. Some people aren't so keen on it, but I use it for most of the things that I make. I've got too much glue on my fingers now. Okay. So now I want to hang some beads. And I think I'm going to put a tassel on this one. Which way should we go with it? No, we'll go that way. Okay. So I'm going to do two things with this. I'm going to put on some beads on a dangle, and I'm also going to hang the tassel. So let's load this one. I think I'm just feeling that this one should be a fully loaded one. That'd be there. It's got orange speckles in it, so it just goes so well with this. Another one of those little metal ones. I can't feel my fingers now, they have so much glue on them. It's going to be an evening spent trying to remove glue. Okay, that's going to be easy as well. I'll put some little gold discs in between these. I think these are really cute. Okay, so that is how that one is coming along. I'll just go a bit further up with it, I think. It should hang really nicely because it's got the heavier bead towards the bottom, and then just this little row of beads, so that'll dangle down really nicely on the page, and it's not going to be too heavy. If you put a lot of heavy beads on it, it's just it pulls on your page, and you don't want that really. Okay, so I've left a little bit at the top there. I'm just going to curl that over. Keep your finger over the bottom, otherwise you will lose all your beads and you have to start again. Okay, I'm just going to pinch that and loop it round. Pinch the end in. Okay, and there we've got a little beaded dangle, and I've got this little tassel in a similar colour, which I'm also going to hang on the bottom of that. So I'm going to get a jump ring, and I'm going to put both the tassel and the beaded dangle onto the jump ring. Pinch it with my pliers, open it up, thread my bead onto it, thread my tassel on, and then thread that onto the bottom of the paper clip that we've covered. And this is where I should have my glasses on so I can see if that's met. Don't want a gap. There we go. Now I'll show you another way of doing it. On the top here you can put on, okay, just going to get another jump ring, open it up, thread the top part of the dangle onto the jump ring, and I've got a fastener that's like a necklace fastener here. Let's check this one works. I bought some of these and some of them didn't work very well. Let's see if this one's perfect. It's like the spring's got in them. Maybe that's a better one. I'll pop that onto the jump ring and close it up. There. And then that can be fastened. And there is another dangle. One of your pages, that's a longer one. These can also be fixed onto tags, or if you've made a little pocket or a card, they can be fixed onto anything. I just love them on the pages, the edge of the pages. I just think they look really nice. I like it decorated up my book when it's finished. Okay, well I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, press subscribe, press the like button, and leave me a comment. That would be absolutely super, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!